So what is the importance of pronouns in Korean? Pronouns help avoid repetition. For example, the song that I like to listen to can be replaced by it. So, the song that I like to listen to is nice. It is by whoever. So, it replaced that whole big thing about what the song is and what it's describing. What is describing the song, actually. So, pronouns avoid repetition. Korean likes to avoid repetition a lot as well. However, Korean simply tends to drop things. This is what's called a pro-drop language. Pro-drop. And I think there's a little thing there. So, pro-drop language. Another pro-drop language would be Japanese. Japanese grammar and Korean grammar are very similar. It's also a pro-drop. You can simply drop information you don't need. For example, a lot of the verb forms, if you don't put anything and there's no honorific, then automatically you're talking about yourself. If there is a honorific, automatically, without even mentioning who's doing the action, you're talking about the listener. Okay? So when there isn't a honorific, you're talking about yourself. If there is a honorific, you're automatically talking about the listener. And if it's whatever's obvious, you're talking about whatever you're talking about. Because simply you can say things in Korean and it'll make sense. For example, you could just say, eat rice, and you might have used snida. That means I'm eating rice. Okay? You didn't even have to say I. It's just simply there. So, pro drop. Extremely useful thing to know in the language. Hard for English speakers because you're used to hearing I, you, he, she, and that should be they. I don't know why I put them. Okay? So, they. I in Korean is na or cha. So if you do want to use I and make it clear that you're doing the action, you want to say na at the start or cha. Na is used between friends. Cha when you're trying to be humble to people who are older than you that you don't know, or people, basically people that you don't know, people that are older than you. You want to use cha. You're being humble. I have a big problem with you in Korean. You in Korean is very rude. Okay, so be careful. Na. Kude, you'll hear it in songs a lot. It's okay to use these two between friends. Okay, so between friends, kude and na are fine. Okay, usually na is directly the person you're talking about. Kude is basically that person, which is still kind of like you, but na is used person to person. Okay, vis-a-vis en français. Tangshin, I'm not exactly sure when you'd want to use this. I don't usually use tangshin. You'll see it in novels on their names when they can't say a name plus she. A name plus she is basically the best way to say you. Okay? I'm saying that when you say, for example, if you have a friend named Han Ji Won, you want to just say Han Ji Won Shi. Your best way of saying you is just basically saying their name again, add she. She is very important. If you don't say she, it's rude again. So she needs to be added, or without she, you're going to be rude. Okay, so remember she. And I said she enough for you to remember to put she whenever you want to say you. Okay, name plus she. You could also say last name 선생님, last name teacher. That also works. For example, if you have your friend's dad is called Mr. Kim, you just say Kim 선생님. Kim 선생님. That is a very polite way of saying it's like Mr. Kim. Kim 선생님. He in Korean is ke. Many textbooks will tell you there is no such thing as he. There is a he. It's him. It's ke. She, 그녀, basically that. This is that. This is that lady. 그녀, she. They is 그들, those people. That's basically pluralizer. That's they or that. This is 그녀들, those girls, pluralized. So 들 just means plural. So 그들, they, 그녀들, they, only their girls. Again, in Korean, simply drop the information. Okay, if it's obvious that if the person that you're talking to is going to know what you're talking about, don't worry about saying any of these. Okay? If you do need to clarify, these are always there for your support. Okay, but drop them if you don't need them. Okay? Now, here are some examples. The ones in yellow are ones that I particularly don't like. They need a honorific, but I haven't taught you honorifics yet, so I'm being fair and not using them. However, I warn you, do not use them. The ones that are white are fine. Okay? So, 그녀를 좋아합니까? Do you like her? So, 가 is right there. You're not talking about yourself. You're talking about the person that you're talking to. So you're saying 그녀를, the girl. 좋아합니까? Do you like the girl? Okay. Do you like her? Now he speaks quickly. 그는, he, 말을, words, 빨리, quickly, 합니다, to do. Right here is ha. So he does words quickly. 말하다 is a compound verb. Well, not really a compound verb, but it's just a verb. Any Chinese word plus hada is its own verb, and it is kind of difficult, but it's kind of straightforward at the same time if you think about it. 말하다, to speak. It'll break apart sometimes when there's a adjective there to put 빨리 right in front of 하다, which is what naturally should be happening. Many Koreans may just say 그는 빨리 말합니다. Okay, I'm going to teach you more about that. Don't get too confused. There's a rule to that. You'll learn it soon. 그는 말을 빨리 합니다. He does words quickly. He speaks quickly. 나는, I, 잡니다. I'm sleeping. Okay, 나는 잡니다. I'm sleeping. Which is an odd sentence because you wouldn't be able to say it. So, 나는 잡니다. That's perfectly fine because there's no honorific needed because you're talking about yourself. It's great. 수진한, do you find the dog fun? 한수진 씨, she, 한수진 씨, 걔가 재미있습니까? So, 한수진 is the dog, so the dog. Fun, 재미, 있으니까, exist. Does fun exist? With the dog, does fun exist? And that just means, Miss 한수진, do you find the dog fun? And the last one I have is, and because you're using the dog as the doer of the sentence, you don't need a, honorific. You don't need a honorific here. Okay? And here we have 그녀들은 술을 많이 마십니다. 그녀들은 술을 많이 마십니다. Those girls are drinking a lot. And again, you need a honorific here. Okay? You need a honorific here. You need a honorific here. I haven't showed them to you yet. I'm trying to be fair. Remember, though pronouns may be common in songs, they're not common in speech. They're dropped. Use it when the person who's doing the action is not obvious. Avoid using 너, 당신, and 그대 to anyone older, okay? Name plus she is God. Remember to use pronouns and remember the pronouns and word order. Word order is very important. You will sound really stupid if you mix it up, okay? Word order, all important. Pronouns, all important. Okay, so go through all of them. Make sure you know all the rules. Thanks for listening. Bye.